Hello everyone, Barb here. Today we are going to make a card featuring this Sending You a Hug stamp and thin cut set that was from Close to My Heart. This was some sort of special and I ended up picking it up during the super duper closing clearance sale. So it has lots of stamps and lots of thin cuts. It's a nice set, and I'm glad that I invested in it. I think I paid $5 or $6. Not bad. I'm also using these nested hexagon dies that were from scrapbook.com. So I don't remember which size. I pulled something out that I thought would work for my project. Then I also have a set of 6x8 papers. This is a freebie paper pad that scrapbook.com threw in with my order, and this was from Simple Stories, and I used this little stripy paper here. I also going to be doing a little coloring. You can see here where I have some things colored already, and for the leaves I used Alpine Green Blend. These are the Spectrum Noir Tri-Blend markers. I used Gold Yellow Blend and Pink Violet Blend. They're upside down. Vintage Blue Blend. And we will color this one together. This is the Aqua Blue Blend. I also have some of these little beautiful sparkly gems from Gina K Designs that I picked up along the way. I have my heat gun for embossing. I have my Stampin' platform here. This is a Misty, and in the Misty I have a waffle flower sticky gel mat in here. I have this little piece of paper to keep my sentiment from sticking to my gel mat. And we will be using that to stamp for our heat embossing. We'll use that stamping on this cutie little hexagon. But right now, let's do a little coloring. I am going to start with the darkest color. And all I'm doing is kind of concentrating where two petals meet. And where there's a little more space, I'm going to color out a little bit. You can even just use those lines as your guide. Artists are really good about putting those indicators in where, I don't know, where you should use darker colors. And this is kind of my fast and dirty way of coloring. It's not professional. It's just getting some color on there. And we need a little dark here. And from there, I'm going to switch to the mid color. And we'll get a little of that laid on here. And I'm overlapping. The overlapping helps them to blend a little bit. Get this going here. And what else? So I think we've got the mid, and then we will go to the light. I like the tri-blends because they have the 3 different shades. And for someone like me who's not a professional colorist, that works well for me because the work is done for me as far as picking out colors. I did try to start collecting some of the Copics, and it was too overwhelming for me. So these tri-blend markers were something that Close to My Heart did bring into their line, but they are still available. You can get them on Amazon and all over the place. So there you go. A little bit of shading. Nice. I'm happy with that. Next thing is getting this stamped on. I want to get this out of the way. And I use a piece of folded paper to catch my embossing powder. And I have some white powder. I think this is from Ranger. I'm sure you can get it online in many different places. I also have my Versamark ink. I'm going to use that. And I do have my little powder bag. So I have this magnet sitting here so that I can use it as my guide. I'm going to put the edge of the hexagon end here right up there, and I'm using a line on there just to get this going. I've got a little powder on there. Hopefully that will keep my embossing powder from sticking. And then I'm going to do a little pouncing with the Versamark. And put it down there. Pull it up. Looks good. So now I've got my paper. I'm going to pull this up and throw the embossing powder on there. Tap off the extra. If you think it needs a little more, you can throw a little more on there. But that looks good. So before I start heating up my gun, I'm going to funnel that powder back into my little pot. Get the lid on before I spill everywhere. You know, get things tidied up a little bit. And I just love watching that powder melt. I love heat embossing. I don't do it near as often as I should. Okay, now it's time for assembling. So the card base is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. The charcoal layer is 4 by 5 1/4. And the striped layer is 3 3/4 by 5. Let's get these layered up. I'm using my ATG gun. That just stands for Advanced Tape Glider. These are, you can find these online. You may even be able to find them in a Joann or a Michaels or Hobby Lobby. If not, Amazon can be your friend. Okay. Just eyeballing it, just like that. So we've got that ready to go. Then I am going to put this down at the bottom of my mat and find the 2 3/4 mark, because that's about the halfway point. Let's see if we can get my glue running. So here's 2 3/4. So I want that on both sides. I'm going to line up the points of my hexagon on that 2 3/4 line to get it straight across. Then we're going to do a little placement. I've got the leaves, and I think this one will tuck underneath. Like that. Then we've got this other one. We'll just put it right around. We're kind of wrapping around our flowers. And we've got this guy. Just like that. And then I have this very, very thin 3D foam tape. And I think the video before this one will be the haul video that I showed where I got this. It was from scrapbook.com. And there were 3 different thicknesses. And this is the super thin stuff. And I think it's going to be perfect. Just to give a little bit of height. Get this on there, and we could use one more little piece. Oh, it's a little long with it. That's okay, because you know what? We'll tuck it right there. And my least favorite part, peeling off the backer. Yikes, huh? Okay. And we'll stick that right there. Kind of nestles around there. And there you go. To the most amazing friend. I think that's a really nice card. Uses up some of that paper. Gets me coloring with my markers. A little heat embossing. All sorts of different things going on this card. And I really like how it turned out. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have a blessed crafty day. And I'll see you next time.